Good morning, you guys. If you have Hashimoto's disease, if you have hypothyroidism, and you want to get to the root of the problem, you guessed it, we're going to be talking about root cause today. If we haven't met before, my name is Sarah. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's in 2007, and now I create tips and tricks for lifestyle to help people reverse their Hashimoto's symptoms and get back to living normally. You guessed it, today we're going to be talking about root cause, and this is a topic that is relevant to people that have been diagnosed with Hashimoto's for a number of years. Maybe they're frustrated with their Hashimoto's journey. Maybe they feel like they've tried everything in their Hashimoto's journey. So if this is what you want to hear more about today, first of all, make sure that you make sure that you subscribe and follow along, and you can get additional details and additional content that gets delivered every single week. So root cause. What exactly is root cause? I know we hear it a lot, but do you know what root cause means? And do you know what root cause does to help you reverse your either thyroid symptoms or your Hashimoto symptoms? So think about root. Root is very simply the root of the problem. And when we're thinking about things with Hashimoto's disease, root is typically what caused your issue in the beginning. A lot of us have issues, myself included, have symptoms long before diagnosis. And I know that it can be really challenging to think about, well, what caused? Like, when did I start exhibiting symptoms? When did I start feeling those things? When did my when did all of that happen? And it can be really challenging to go through a root cause analysis, but this is what I want to talk to you about today to kind of take that overwhelm out of it. There's really 5 main criteria points, or 5 main categories rather, for root cause. The first one, food, nutrition, food sensitivities, things like that. The second one is your gut, leaky gut, problems with digestion, getting those where the symptoms of gas and bloating come along with. And I say food and gut health first because those 2 items alone equate for about 80% of root cause with people that have Hashimoto's disease. I'm going to briefly go through the other 3, but then I'm going to come back and talk about nutrition and gut health because I really do think, without sounding corny, it is the root of your healing. Number 3 is your root cause number 3. Hormonal and adrenal issues. And again, very simply, hormones are out of balance or your adrenals are tanked. The good news is supporting both your hormones and your adrenals, you guessed it, can come from healing your gut and nutrition. So we're going to go back to that again. Number 4 is toxins. Think chronic infections, tooth issues, things like that. So, a lot of people that have chronic sinus infections, chronic ear infections, people that are sick frequently in their younger years, their root cause can usually be infections. And again, what do you need to do after you have an infection, after you've been on an antibiotic? Heal your gut, nutrition. Again, going back to those first 2 root causes. And then number 5 is environment and lifestyle. And so there's a lot of things that cause inflammation and triggers in our daily life. Mold, pollen, allergens, somebody who beats themselves up and works a lot, either in a very aggressive or labor-intensive job. Think construction workers, think nurses, think doctors, things like that. And then just the things that are in our everyday life. When I talk about mold, I talk about mold exposure in homes and things like that can be your root cause. Also tooth infections, things like that, even though I also talk about that in kind of the toxic section, which is number 4, that is also another root cause, just to be able to think about it. So this is a really great time to go back and reflect on, well, when did I start having symptoms? Did I have infections a lot as a kid? Have I beat my body up? When did I start exhibiting symptoms? And there's a way to dig into that and tap into that. But if you have Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism and you want to start working on that root cause, and if you want to start reversing those symptoms, when I work with clients, or my best recommendation is I always talk to them about number 1, their gut. Number two, their nutrition. And those go hand in hand. And I feel like you almost have to tackle them at the same time. And here's why. If you are adjusting your nutrition plan, it might not be enough because you have leaky gut, or because you need digestive enzymes, or because you need something to help with your pathways, things of that nature. And so if you've healed your gut, then the changes that you make in your nutrition plan really do go farther. And so I always recommend people healing their gut. And I talk about that, taking temporary supplements, not supplements for a lifetime. It's not something that you have to do forever and ever and ever. But if you heal your leaky gut so that your body is able to encapsulate your food, process it, and use it, and so it's not tossing it around and glomming onto other things in the rest of your body, you've healed your gut. When we talk about healing gut, there's a lot of symptoms associated with gut and nutrition that people just don't think about. And so your gut issues aren't just gas and bloating. Your gut issues are also brain fog. Your issues or your symptoms are sugar cravings. Your symptoms are weight loss, regardless of if you're working out or not. Your symptoms are, and this is the big one, anxiety and depression, mood instability. When people tell me that they're incredibly anxious, that tells me that their gut health is off. You probably know that your gut produces 70% of your serotonin, your happy juice, in your gut. And when your gut is unstable, or when you're creating a hostile environment with your gut, most people do have really big issues with anxiety. They get misdiagnosed with depression. And it simply just means that they need to heal their gut first. And so when people are really starting to get into their Hashi journey, or they're like, yes, now the time is, I always recommend healing your gut and following an appropriate nutrition plan that allows you to heal for a certain time. And then you can do reintroductions after that. I don't recommend AIP. If you follow my social media, you know that I talk repeatedly that I think AIP really does you such a disservice, because what you're doing is unnecessarily stripping food out from your nutrition plan that is really helping rebuild your microbiome in your gut. So there's so many things with nutrition to where you want to heal it by removing inflammatory things, but you don't want to remove and restrict it so much that your body doesn't have the diversity that it needs to heal, but then also be able to process food. Like I said, I help people do this every single day. I have supplements, medical grade supplements that I can recommend. I have really gentle healing nutrition plans with recipes that are very simple to follow, that are also really easy to implement. Down in the description, I'll link my contact information. So if you want those, I'm happy to send you the resource. I'm happy to send you my recommendations, or if you have any other questions. My website has a lot of the information either in blogs or it's up on my page, and you can do a little bit of research. But if you just want me to send you the information, feel free to email me, feel free to contact me through my website, and then I'll be back more next week to talk about another topic and keep you moving forward in your holistic health and healing. Cheers for now.